Are you a female coach? You're trying to figure out how to grow your online business in 2025 and you're not sure if you've got all the things in place that you need. Well, stay tuned, my friend, because I am going to dive into 4 things that you absolutely need to grow your online biz in 2025. And hey, you definitely want to stick around for number 4 because it has been the biggest game changer for all of 2024. So let's dive in. So, the first thing that you need to grow an online business in 2025 is easy yes offers. Now, what are easy yes offers? I'm pretty sure that's the first thing that you're thinking. It's like, yeah, okay, Lisa, what is an easy yes offer? An easy yes offer is something that your ready to buy customer is literally waiting for you to create right now. Now, what is a ready to buy customer is probably the other question you're asking. A ready to buy customer is about 2% of your audience at any given time. They're the people who are actively problem aware, they're ready for a solution, and they're actively looking. All they're waiting for is the right person at the right time to present the solution to the problem that they actually have. So, an easy yes offer is literally something that is tangible and speaks directly to what it is they're trying to solve. So, when you sit down and map out your offers, and I hope that you do this, I hope that you're sitting down and just kind of going through and just answering questions like, who's the ideal customer for this specific offer? Because not all offers are right for every single person in your audience. So you want to make sure that when you are crafting offers, that you're doing it through that lens of this is the ideal person for this offer. So, really clear on that. You also want to make sure that you are very clear on the problems they have and the solution that you're providing. Now, this should always be done again through the lens of the offer. You might have a large audience and they might have a ton of problems, and you might have a whole bunch of solutions. But an easy yes offer is one that is really specific, it is targeted, it solves one problem that your audience has right now, right? Those ready to buy customers, they are looking for a solution to a problem, and it's typically a specific problem. So when you're just kind of sitting down and going through your own offers, just kind of in the back of your mind, just kind of go, does this speak to one specific customer? Am I clear on the problem and the solution that I'm actually doing through the lens of this offer? Now, if you are a little bit stuck on this, because I know it can be a little bit confusing, all you have to do is comment below TOF and I will get my tangible offer framework document through to you. This has 8 questions that you can go through to make sure they are actually crafting easy yes offers. Which then kind of leads me into the next thing that you need, which is magnetic messaging. Now, I'm pretty sure that by now you have heard every single business coach online talk about messaging, and they've probably used the words magnetic messaging. But let's simplify this right down. What are the key things that you want your audience to always walk away with every time they hear from you? So every time they open an email, every time they watch a YouTube video, every time they read a blog post, listen to a podcast, whatever your content platform is, what is it that you're saying again and again? And this is how I talk about magnetic messaging. It is the messages, right? The actual messages that you're giving to your audience and repeating over and over again to the point that they literally say them back to you. This happens all the time with my members inside the Cultivate Academy, where I will be having a conversation with them on Voxer Coaching Day, and they will say things like, "Hey, Lise, I just wanted to let you know that I was following shiny objects and I had your voice in my head reminding me that it does get to be easy and fun," because that is something that I say all the time. So if you're trying to figure out your own magnetic messaging, ask yourself these questions. Number 1, what are the phrases that you say again and again, right? What are those things that you just repeat all the time, and they literally just roll off your tongue. You don't have to think about it. So if you're sitting there thinking, what is it that I say? You probably don't have any phrases, but I'm pretty sure that you will. So just so that you're aware of what those are, for me, it does get to be easy and fun. There are no one size fits all strategies when it comes to running your business. Just because you can doesn't mean you do. And if it's not easy and fun, why are you doing it? Right? Those are kind of the four that I use. I might throw in a couple of others, but those are the ones that I use again and again. And so every time I sit down to record a video, to send an email, those are the things that are running through the back of my mind because I always want to ensure that I'm empowering my audience to believe those things. And that makes like all of my messaging, right? So any offers I create also reinforce those messages. So that's how you come up with your magnetic messaging. What are the phrases that you say again and again? And what is it that you're looking to empower your audience with? What beliefs are you trying to help them shift? Those will give you some really good starting points for your own magnetic messages. Which leads me into number three, and that is making sure that you have stories that convert. Now, what I mean by that is that everything that we've talked about to up until this point has actually been building on each other. So the tangible offer framework document, once you see that, you'll know exactly what I mean. And if you haven't got that, comment below TOF and I'll get that straight into your hands. But the tangible offer framework allows you to then move into magnetic messaging, which then allows you to develop stories that convert. Because every time you send an email, you want to ensure that you nurture and sell. And the way that you do that is through stories. Not just random stories, although you know what? Random stories do work really well too, but stories that connect to an offer, which is why when you go through and complete the tangible offer framework document, you'll start to see some areas where you can probably come up with stories to help illustrate a point. And that's really what we're doing when we are sharing stories that convert, because they speak directly to your ready to buy customer. You thought that, you got that right. Your ready to buy customer is literally waiting for a solution. And if you can share a story that highlights whatever it is that you're trying to sell, right? The point that you're trying to make, whatever that looks like, then they are literally pulling out their credit card ready to buy. And that's why stories are so powerful. And then lastly, all of that gets wrapped into number four. Make sure you've got your ears turned up because this is so simple yet so powerful. Creating a daily cash flow checklist. Now, what am I talking about? So, a daily cash flow checklist is literally exactly what it is. It is all the tasks that you need to do every single day to ensure that you're making daily sales. Now, that is going to look different for every single person. And if you want that, you will find that in the description below. But basically, your daily cash flow checklist should be the tasks, right? The actual things that will result over time in daily sales. So I have things like send a daily email. Every single day, an email goes out except for Saturdays. Now, why not Saturdays? Well, because that is typically the day that I take off. I very rarely look at emails, and I feel like my audience is the same. So I don't send emails on a Saturday, but I send emails every other day. So that is one thing that is on my daily cash flow checklist. And like I said, if you want to see what that looks like, in the description below, you will find a link to go and check that out. But for you, what I want you to do is to really sit down and go, okay, what are the daily things that if I just do will result in daily sales? So whatever that looks like for you, they probably should fall under three buckets: grow, nurture, sell. So that could be growing your audience, growing your offers, nurturing your audience, selling to your audience. So everything that's on my daily cash flow checklist ticks one of those three boxes: grow, nurture, sell. Because if we aren't doing those three things every single day, then how can you make daily sales? So that is all those four things that you need to have a successful business in 2025. So easy yes offers, right? Remember what we talked about at the very beginning: magnetic messaging, stories that convert, and a daily cash flow checklist. Once you've got all of those pieces in place, it becomes really easy to grow your business because it's literally doing all of that for you. And in this next video coming up on your screen, I'm going to walk you through what that might look like for you longer term. Go and check that out right now.